Hello, people of the internet. I am Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir, and welcome to episode 14 of Audio Synchronicity, the monthly live stream where I get to talk to you, my loyal followers and fans. Here with me, alongside my partner in crime, Mr. Brayton Connor of Brands and Films.
Good Saturday evening, boys and girls of... Well, we need like a name for our listeners, Andres. We need to be that kind of podcast where we have like a really weird, we need a really weird nickname for everybody that can generalize all of our audience, like Syncheads.
Synchronites.
Synchronite. Oh my god.
That almost sounds like a toy line from the 80s.
Synchronites.
It's like spelled
now with battle action poses.
Can they stop against the evil Lord Drakon in this plan to take over the world? Find out next time on the next episode of The Synchronites. It's like I'm imagining like the theme song from like the Centurions instead of just the Synchronites. These people with the advanced training and military skills to handle the forces of evil.
But now let's not get carried away here. I mean, I'm not going to put down our audience, but I don't know if any of us are trained with those kind of skills, Andres.
Probably not. No.
We pretty much specialize in sitting on our butts listening to podcasts, us included.
Very true. Yeah. And maybe even the word audio synchronicity might be a bit too high up there for us, us especially.
Yeah. Damn.
Let's see. We have Brumakian Productions saying, "How about the Noir Buddies?"
Oh, that's gay. You need something better. Gosh.
Maybe this was if this was like one of those like creepy like Spider-Man Elsa type of child YouTube channels where it's like, hey everybody, hey all you noir buddies, let's get ready for another 2 hours of live stream fun. Isn't that exciting, guys? I have to have like put like a really obnoxious voice just to like get all the kids and attention. Hey everybody. Like the internet equivalent of like jingling keys in front of everyone. Just have like a bunch of like bright colors everywhere and my friends in superhero costumes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Andres, who is Spider-Man and who is Elsa in this partnership?
Well, now, I hope it wasn't we were going to have this conversation, but I think you know who is going to be who in this situation.
Let's talk about it off air, Andres.
I mean, obviously, I call dibs on Elsa.
Oh well,
after all, she's the most popular. I mean, have you seen the amount of Let It Go, Let It Go covers there have been over the last 5 years since that movie came out?
Everywhere, and it's like new Frozen little shorts coming out. Frozen is is still sweeping the nation. I think that's
it's like since Frozen came out, we had Big Hero 6, and it's like, do people still talk about that anymore? I don't think so. Outside of the TV show, which I forgot even came on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this Skype call, restart the router, and I'll get back to you. Oh wait. Oh, reconnection successful. Okay. So hopefully we weren't gone for too long. We just had a bit of a technical hiccup. Just gonna write a little message here. Can you guys hear us? Oh, okay, good. All right then. And let's see. We were just talking about Frozen and Muppet Vision 3D. It's like, how'd you guys get here? We entered a contest. Yeah, we lost.
My mom, she was inspired by a sign they had in their little what is it? What do you call it? The little waiting area, before you go into the actual theater.
Right. I know there's a specific name for that, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I can't for the life of me either. But there's a sign that says only chickens beyond this point.
Right.
And my mom put that in front of our house because she's a strange, wonderful lady. She made her own little replica of that and stuck it in our yard one day. It's wonderful.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's see. Bermakian says, speak into the mic a little louder, please. All right, just gonna move the mic a little bit closer to my face. Usually, I tend to like lean back a little bit because I'm not technically sitting on a chair. I'm actually like just sitting on the floor with like a little kotatsu table. Like, you know how Japanese have those like short tables that they usually like sit on their knees? I have one of those, and I'm sitting, you know, like having my whole setup on those like little floor tables.
My gosh, you're practically Japanese at this point.
I know. I mean, I even replaced
my Japanese. I think you're turning Japanese. I really think so.
I mean, I even after my bed broke, I replaced it with a futon, man. Not the good kind of not the American kind of futon, the Japanese futon where it's like a super flat mattress that you lay on the floor.
Are those comfortable? I can't imagine those would be comfortable.
No, like for me, like I prefer a rather large cushion to sleep on, so I ended up getting like 3 layers of futons and stacked them on top of each other.
Okay.
Yeah, because like sleeping on a futon is like sleeping on a what do you call it? Sleeping on a sleeping bag, like not in a sleeping bag, on the sleeping bag, and you know
just
how
on top.
it's like super flat. And like when I first like started sleeping on a futon, I already had like back problems, but like I just slowly got used to it.
Yeah. I've had back problems like since I was 4. I think I aged physically terribly. Like I have all of the issues of like a 70-year-old man. I got a bad shoulder, bad knees, and a bad back. And I can't.
Next thing you're gonna be shouting at clouds, then.
Well, next thing I already do that. So I do it when nobody looks, when nobody's around, because I don't want to be a weirdo.
At least you still have the self-awareness there.
Well, more or less, it's fading over the years, though. I can't imagine. I've tried sleeping on the floor before, like I've fallen asleep on the floor before when I'm just hanging out in my room and being weird. But it's really uncomfortable. Like I've tried air mattresses out before that you just lay on the floor and sleep on those. And I don't know.
I've tried those before. They're okay.
Yeah, it just feels kind of off to me. I don't know. I like a firm spring box, mattress that I can just curl up in.
Ever tried like memory foam?
Yes. At my brother's house, he has a memory foam king size bed. I don't know if it's memory. I think it's like the knockoff memory foam. I don't remember. I don't think it's that exact thing. It's very close to it, and it's very, very comfortable.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, I don't think I'd be able to sleep on those like little futon things or like water beds. You ever lay on a water bed?
No, we're Mexican. We're too cheap for water beds.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's a luxury that is above our paycheck, unfortunately.
Well, you can just like DIY a water bed, get a table and put a mattress on top of it,
or just like fill a pool and then just put like some tarp over it.
Yeah, same thing, just as comfortable.
I bet. Let's see. Looking at the comments here, we have Slayerzilla saying, "You're awesome, Andres. Thank you very much, dude." Graphenixsaurus Rex says, "So, Andres, how was school today?" I did not have school today / work today because it's my one and only day off every week, which is Sunday morning for me, and it's Sunday morning for me, Saturday night for you guys. That's the one time I don't get to work. Let's see. We got ourselves a super chat here. I will get to that in a second. Let's see. Jacob says, I believe it's called a lobby, Brayton.
Oh, thank you, Jacob.
Let's
lobby.
All go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Or if it was like a Muppet version, it'd be like with silly voices and like chickens on it. Right?
Let's all go to the lobby. Mana. Let's see. Jordan says next you'll be saying, "Notice me, senpai." Well, here's the thing. I refuse to join the senpai kohai culture. Okay, I have no superiors. I am my own senpai. In fact, I think maybe I explained it to my students. Like in America, we have no senpais and kohais. In America, you are your own senpai.
And then all their eyes widen in distance.
Majikayo?
Bikusta.
Translation: the fuck?
The fuck?
Nandoro?
Nani?
Let's see. Primal Graffiti Source Rex, sleep on a rock. Let's see. I will not go that far. Spooky Bones says, or on some spikes. Primal says, Brayton, you're not old. You're beautiful.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That really brightens my day.
We have
I'm old. You could be old and beautiful, though. I can be both.
Oh yeah. We definitely got some charming old fellows in especially up in Hollywood. I mean, have you seen George Clooney these days? You know, he still is a very handsome man.
Yeah. Some of those people, they age in reverse. It seems like.
Oh yeah. And in some cases, like Morgan Freeman, he just gets a freckle for every time he explains something.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have several people giving respects to Stan Lee. We will get to that right after, in a moment. Brumakian picture. Oh, actually, one person mentioned water. I heard of waterbeds from the Goofy movie. Dude, that's where I also heard it as well. It's like, waterbeds? What are those? And then I saw the Goofy movie. It's like, ooh, this is strange. So Brumakian picture says, I was thinking about getting the Yeti microphone, but I'm so afraid.
No, Andres. He says, I was thinking about getting the Yeti microphone.
Ah, true. But I'm so afraid that if I put a mic in my face, because of the way I sound in real life, what should I do? Well, here's the thing, Brumakian. I also had reservations about the way I sounded, especially if you look back at my very first videos, you know how like super awkward I sounded in front of the microphone. And of course, yeah. Hi everybody, this is hello people of the internet. This is Kaiju Noir here with my review for Negadon, the Monster of Mars. It's almost like I was like auditioning for like some ASMR channel or something. But yeah, everyone is going to be awkward in front of the microphone, and you will only get less awkward through experience. And the best thing about having, at least in my case, a Blue Yeti USB microphone is that I'm able to plug in my a headset so that I'm able to directly listen to my voice as I am speaking, so I know how good or bad I am sounding, so I can like fix it in a moment. So especially when I'm recording and I'm doing several takes of a certain line for a scripted review, it's like, ooh, that didn't sound good. I'm gonna go back and redo that line. So
Yetis are Yetis. The Blue Yeti microphone is a great thing to have because it allows you to have the headphone jack and allows you the dial on the back of it to adjust the gain of the microphone.
Yeah.
So you're not, when you're speaking too loud, you can just lower it, and vice versa.
Right. But if you're afraid of the way you sound in real life, there's nothing. There is a way to fix that, and that is simply through experience.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone is going to sound awkward at first, but it's like, with enough time and dedication, you can fix that. Even people who may not have as good of a radio voice as other people can still provide very engaging vocal performances simply through practice and being able to control their volume, control their delivery especially. And with enough practice, you'll be able to get a handle on things, get used to, recording in front of a microphone. So if you ever do decide to get a Yeti microphone or a Yeti microphone for whatever reason,
Yeti!
I wish you the best of luck, man. Let's see. Spooky Bones says, speaking of uncomfortable, how about that Godzilla 94 comic art? Ooh.
Hey.
Oh boy. That's a funny thing where it's like, as soon as Denny and I made that review for Godzilla 94, both the script and Todd Tennant's fan comic, then people started asking Todd Tennant, hey, whatever happened to the rest of that comic? And then, just like weeks, like maybe even like a month after our review, after being silent for a year, like a month after our review later, then he decided he's going to release the whole comic online.
Oh, God. Well, maybe in some small way, Andres, you pushed him in that direction.
I want to. I really don't want to take credit for this because I'm sure that will make me sound conceited or egotistical, but it's
Yeah.
super weird, man. That's like, Denny and I heavily criticized his comic, and then all of a sudden he comes out with it saying like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you." No, I don't want to paint that picture, but I'm just saying it feels very likely that that might be the case. It's just very surreal, man.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. What was it? Oh, Crooked Lore is joining us in the chat right there. Hey, dude. Brumakian says, it's because I have a really deep voice whenever a microphone is in my face. Oh, there's no problem about that at all, man. In fact, having a
No.
deep voice, in my opinion, is much better than listening to like someone with a higher pitched voice. Like the deeper, the better, man.
Hey.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a deep voice.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, it's a thing as you feel self-conscious about it at first, but really the more you do it, the more you kind of again get used to it and almost forget that you're really it feels like second nature that you just, feels like you're just talking out loud rather than, performing for a microphone, I think.
Mm. And we have several other people here. Graphenosaurus Rex says, I sound like a teenager and I am 21. It's super embarrassing. Jose says, I sound like a 10-year-old and I'm 15. So it's like, I feel like Bermakian, you got it good, man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone says, unfortunately, I only got a blue snowball microphone. Just got to make do with what you got, man. If you plan on, using the snowball microphone or whatever for anything until you eventually get the chance to upgrade. I mean, you know what I started when I first started my YouTube hobby? I started out with an iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah, it really all depends on what you have right now, what you can afford, and like what the purpose of it is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's for a professional like YouTube channel that you really want, like something that Andres does, a Blue Yeti would be the right direction to go in. But don't make the mistake of spending a lot of money and like dishing out $100, or there's microphones up to like thousands of dollars for like people who are really want to have like professional sounding things. But again, you make do with what you have, and if you want to level up in the future, wait for that to come.
Get
like
enough experience points before that.
Yeah, you don't want to have like a really clear sounding microphone and you sound like a dork already, so it's even more amplified because people can hear it clearer. So you just want to whatever you have is the best microphone to have right now.
Jordan says, I sound like a 6-year-old and I'm 20. I'm so sorry, Jordan.
My God, that is tragic.
NBFRE says, Nemesis versus Nagoraiar. That would be awesome to see. I would love to see someone draw that. In fact, there was a really cool fan who made this large, like a hand-drawn collage of a bunch of fan-made monsters. And in the corner was like Mad Danian's Atomic Rex, Garayan's Nagoraiar, and in the little corner you can see Dracozo's head popping out.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I wish I had that with me right now. But it's probably somewhere on my phone, so I would have to like spend a couple minutes digging through it. But I do want to share it on the next live stream eventually.
Yeah.
Let's see. Brumakian says, in that case, I shall get the Yeti as soon as I stop spending all my money.
Yeah.
Let's see. Spooky Bones says, how was the movie? I'm not sure what he's referring to, unfortunately. Let's see. Crooked Lore says, Denny was surprised by the way how I actually sounded. Jake says, OmniViewer did a video of Godzilla 94, came to the same conclusion as you and Denny said about the art. I did see his OmniViewer's video, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to know that we were not the only ones who thought the same way he did, where it's like the art had this very weird, ugly, like uncanny valley vibe to it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Crooked says, is Brayton Iron Man? Can he build robot puppets?
Yeah, yes. That's the first when I was building my robot puppets. That's what I said to myself as I was arguing with my multiple scientist, what do you call them, sidekicks around me. Is Joel Hodgson was able to build this in a cave with a bunch of scraps, as I was like just gluing Crow's mouth on the wrong way. It was very trial and error. But unfortunately, they don't shoot lasers yet. So I need to work that out. Then I will be Iron Man, and I need to sell it. I need to sell nuclear weapons and that kind of thing. What else does he do? Sells like weapons and has like what does Iron Man do? What is his job besides just being a billionaire playboy philanthropist?
He, like, from what before, he makes weapons, or he designs weapons, or he hires people to design weapons, and he makes money selling them. So now I guess he's like Bruce Wayne, where it's like he puts money into inventions and then sells said inventions to benefit humanity.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's what all millionaires do in real life, right? Right?
Well, it's not that cool, no.
Let's see. Jose said, Andres, why do you sound so disinterested in your Godzilla anime reviews before the movies are out on Netflix? Gee, I wonder why I sound so disinterested after coming out of a disappointing series of movies. But when they're out...
Here's what you need to do, Andres, just so you don't make anybody upset. You give like a really bad review, but you do it in a really like energetic...
Hey, I just came out of this awful movie. It's called Godzilla Planet of the Monsters. It was so awful. Yay!
Yeah, because then you'll confuse people. And like people like it, will think, well, he's really enthusiastic about it, so maybe he secretly enjoys it. And then you'll have the people who agree with you being like, damn straight, but I lay off the coffee.
And then he says, before the movies are out on Netflix, but when they are out and you re-review them, you sound interesting. Most likely why is because, I just came out of those movies, so I still have them very fresh in my mind. And so obviously, I had expectations going into the first two movies, but then I was like left very apathetic overall to how this experimental project came through. And through Netflix, I was able to let those movies sit in my mind for a while and re-evaluate them in my mind, though, my opinions mostly left unchanged by the time the English dub, ever since, once they're released on Netflix. But once you let these movies, I don't know, once you start formulating your opinions or solidifying your opinions over the coming months, and eventually, you start to, get less angry, less disappointed, and say, okay, what actually did work in these movies, and what were the parts that could have been improved. And plus, the reason why I probably sound more positive is because I am not recording by myself, but rather I am with my good friend Matt Denian, and talking to him is always a blast, even if we are talking about an awful movie. Yeah, so it's just the idea of, the time when I first saw the movie versus the time I see it months later, and the fact that, I'm reviewing it by myself, so I'm in a more like serious mode, and when I'm reviewing it with Matt, where I'm a bit more, or anyone else on this channel, I'm always a bit more jokey. Mm-hmm. So that mostly explains why I have two very different demeanors when it came to reviewing and re-reviewing the anime movies. But thank you very much for pointing that out. Let's see. Crooked Lore says, Iron Man is also a raging alcoholic womanizer. Titan of Water says, I had a dream that Godzilla was
it really is then. Wow. I am an alcoholic womanizer.
Let's see. Titan of Water said, I had a dream that Godzilla was in a bunker hiding from Kong, ranting at other Toho Kaiju. Good for you, man. Let's see. Jacob says, Iron Man is Batman confirmed. Brumakian says, query.
Hey, that's our word.
Query: if Godzilla and King Ghidorah exist in real life, how would you and the world react? We would probably all simultaneously shit our pants.
Yeah, a lot of loose shits going on. A lot of fighting with each other about what to do, and a lot of panicking, I'd imagine.
Crooked says, is it wrong I want to draw Draco Azul, Waffle Man, and Augustine as the three caballeros? I would say it is wrong because that would be cultural appropriation. No, not kidding. No, just kidding. That would be a bit random, but I would totally enjoy seeing that. As long as Draco gets to play the part of Pepe Pistoles. Let's see. So yeah, let's get into the... we got one more question from Crooked. Andres, why do people think me and Shoma are pervs? I ask myself that question every day, man.
I think it's pretty different.
Anyways, so as you can obviously see from the title card, we decided to honor the memory of Stanley, who passed away between like the Halloween special and now. And it's like it was definitely a huge blow to the geek community, to the pop culture community, to a lot of American, cinema moviegoers, watchers, comic book viewers. It felt like pretty much everybody knew to some degree who Stan Lee was, who Stan the Man Lee was. And, as he got older, his death was always going to be like a sad but inevitable truth that we all had to eventually deal with. But even then, once it actually happens, you're never quite prepared for it. And sure, he is not someone that we all knew personally, but he felt that way. He presented himself as someone we could all relate to in some way. And so once he passed away, I felt like, the world, or at least, Western culture in general, just kind of paused for a moment to honor this fantastic and talented and imaginative man. And,
yeah, he's always had a warm grandfather-like presence about him, and it's obvious from his different. I never met him personally, but I was at a convention that he attended back in 2012.
Right.
And yeah, in person you could see just how much he legitimately appreciated all his fans and was honestly appreciative of all the support and love that they had for him and his characters. And it's always nice to see someone who's had that much of an influence on not just pop culture but on people's lives be honestly respective and respectful and honestly care about their fans and be touched by just the hearing about the impact that they've had. Yeah, his passing was a thing where you can't really be surprised because the man was 93 years old, I think.
95.
95. Wow. Okay. Yeah, 95 years old.
He had a full life and so much more.
Yes. Yeah, it was kind of a gut punch though. Still, when it happened, because there's very, very few people who had a negative opinion about Stanley. He pretty much universally beloved.
Yeah, he never hurt anybody, as far as we know. It's really sad to hear about his personal financial troubles and legal troubles during the last few years of his life, where there was so much drama. There was enough to make an entire movie out of. What with so many people, businessmen trying to take advantage of him and his daughter, especially after the passing of his wife. And it's they're all trying to take advantage and take as much money or make as much money from him as possible. Apparently someone stole his blood so they can use it to sign copies of Black Panther and sell them on the market.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's just unbelievable how they, people mistreated this sad man who's probably wanting to spend the rest of his life in peace. And meanwhile, he still kept a strong spirit. He tried denying these rumors, saying oh no, nothing is wrong. Things are absolutely hunky-dory around here. It's even, when he's practically near death, he still tried to put up a very positive image, because it's it's so many people looked up to him that he never, in my opinion, from what I could determine, is that he never wanted his fans to worry about him.
Yeah.
And sure, of course, obviously that's personal information. I'm sure nobody would want to know about them. And it's going back to creators, it's always amazing to see a creator who is able to see the influence and direct impact that he or she would leave on this world. It's there are a lot of sad, unfortunate circumstances where like maybe an artist passes away and then they become like recognized for their talents, like
Yeah,
Vincent
they
Van
become
Gogh
discovered. Yeah.
post mortem, yeah. But no, like Stanley was able to witness, all his creations have such a immense influence on, pop culture and storytelling and fiction as we know it, to the point where, when his works are being compared as like the modern day Greek stories of the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, to have him see his characters get adapted in so many ways, and to see them, to have his own character like Spider-Man get not one, but at the time of this recording, like 6 movies.
Yeah, the guy
That's
created like a
amazing.
modern mythology. It's every he's it's you're right. It's just
Mm-hmm.
I'm just happy that he was able to appreciate it all and
Mm-hmm.
live long enough to see it all throughout all these years.
Yeah.
Because it would have been just another sad case of discovered too late had people dismissed had people had the same attitude now that the majority had about comic books, back when he was writing them
Oh yeah.
originally.
Mm-hmm. It's really funny because I think there was like an interview sometime before where he mentioned something along the lines of when he first joined Marvel, he thought of it as it was only going to be like a simple gig that he was going to have for a couple months, and he never expected he would stay there as long as he did.
Yeah, yeah.
And let's see, we have Crooked saying Adam West and Stan Lee's deaths were the only time where I was truly saddened by the death of a celebrity. Kevin says, I always think Stan as the cool uncle I never had, even though I'm more of a DC guy. Jordan says, has anyone noticed in the Sam Raimi movies, in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, he's saving people? That's how great of a man he is. Enough said. Just doing my job. I think there was like, what was one other thing I wanted to mention? Oh yeah, even like after his like heyday at Marvel, greatly respect the fact that this man's creative drive never really died out. That he was always still going out there and creating something, especially when he started his own company, POW Entertainment.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of his projects never came even close to the popularity that his Marvel creations made, but it's still very admirable to see this man still attempting to go on and create new things as opposed to sticking to one thing or only being known for one thing. The man went ahead and he made an animated series on Spike TV called Stripperella, if anyone remembers that. He made a game show called what was it called? So You Want to Be a Superhero? Who Wants to Be a Superhero?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it? I think he may have had a hand in that canceled Terminator Schwarzenegger animated series.
Mm.
He helped create an anime called Hero Man, which is like an Americanized version of like say Tetsujin 28, where it's like a boy and his robot,
Hmm.
a boy and his giant robot. I want to say, uh, yeah. So this guy he just kept creating more and more things there, and it's also very nice that he somehow sort of became the face of Marvel or the unofficial face of comics. Especially with him getting so many cameos, even cameos in movies he didn't had no part in,
Yeah.
like Deadpool or Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I think.
Yeah.
Wait, was he in that movie? I think so. It's been a
He
while.
was, yeah, one of those Kevin Smith films.
Oh no, that was Mallrats. He had a cameo appearance in Mallrats.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, I think we're forgetting his most legendary cameo of all,
What is that?
Andres, and that is the made-for-TV movie, The Trial of the Incredible Hulk. His first,
Ah, of course. Who can forget that cinematic classic?
yeah,
That cinematic televised classic.
yes, my favorite.
And let's see, we have NBFRE said, "OMG, I remembered Stripperella." I bet you nobody has even thought about Stripperella until I just mentioned it right now.
Oh, is it like some weird perverted like twist on Cinderella? Like if the
Okay,
bra fits, what
okay.
is this?
Okay, here's the thing. Okay, hold your butts for this one, guys. So imagine there's a stripper who is a secret agent superhero.
Oh my god. You just blew my mind. Secret agent super stripper.
Yes. And she probably has from what I remember, like I barely saw like an episode or two. But I think she had there was like just a lot of sexual innuendos and a lot of obvious, crude humor there. Oh, and you know who did the voice of Stripperella?
Please tell me it was Stanley.
No, I wished.
Damn it.
It was Pamela Anderson.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. And both Kevin and Crooked said that he also cameoed in the Teen Titans Go to the Movies movie. So yeah,
I'm sure he was the best part of that. Yeah.
Even in a movie filled with nothing but DC characters, he was still in that. He still finds a way to appear in that movie. Even DC recognizes how awesome he is. Yeah. So you know what? Eventually, I do want to cover like a bunch of superheroes projects that Stan Lee made. Kind of like what was it? I found like an article that had like a list of Stan Lee creations that not many people know about. Well, let's see. Okay, here we go. From comicbookcbr.com, 15 characters you didn't know he co-created. Or was this one? No, I think it wasn't. No, it was not this one. This one is about like famous characters like Black Panther, Daredevil, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye. Yeah. Okay, so this is not the article I was looking for, but rather there was another one. What was it? Let's see. Sorry for the dead air, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I wish I had that. If I do find it eventually, I will definitely like to share it with you guys and see which ones you guys know or do not know.
Well, I know he didn't co-create Black Cougar.
Oh, right. The first superhero for kids.
Though he would have made that movie millions of, times better with an appearance.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm probably not going to find it here. Well, I'll save it for another time then. Okay. Let's see. So we have looking down here. Kevin says, "Just Imagine is a collection of stories of DC heroes imagined by Stan." Ooh, I heard about that. Where it's like, what if Stan Lee created Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash? And so it's like it's Stan Lee. He just takes like the raw basic concept of these DC characters and reimagines them in a way he would envision them.
Huh. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. I forgot what he did for Batman. I'm not sure if he made Batman into a literal bat monster man, like what if like a mutant Hulk like creature.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's sad hardly any of those articles mention the X-Men. Said Crooked. Kevin says if DC heroes were written by Stan Lee, yes. Primal says it's funny that Black Panther beat the Titanic in the box office. Cody says, "Hello, all you happy people, you. Sorry it took me a bit to get here. How dare my family want to spend time with me?"
Lame.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how was your Thanksgiving or Black Friday, Brayton?
Well, we didn't do Thanksgiving, but Black Friday is it is a scary time of year, isn't it? Have you ever had a bad Black Friday experience, Andres? Have you ever partaken in the madness
of
consumerism?
I've certainly had very crowded and very busy Black Fridays, but never any ones that led into a large fight or beatdown.
Yeah. The smart thing to do is do your shopping all over, online, as opposed to going out to the store and being trampled to death.
Where's the fun in that? There's no thrill of the hunt there.
I'm a fragile man, Andres. I don't want to get pile-drived by some 600-pound woman trying to get a teddy bear. I don't need this.
Hey, that's my Tickle Me Elmo.
Oh my god, Bonesaw, how'd you get in here?
I'm not Bonesaw. I'm his wife.
Oh.
Did you just assume my gender?
I'm sorry, the beard threw me off. Mrs. Bonesaw.
No. I'm gonna give it to you now, little man. Let's see. Going down. What was it? Starting with topic. Black Friday. Yeah, people are just talking about Black Friday.
Oh yeah. If anybody, for our audience, what'd you get on Black Friday? Or if you went out?
I would. It's funny enough, even though there's no Thanksgiving in Japan for obvious reasons, there is Black Friday starting a couple years ago, but it's nowhere near as crazy. In fact, I still see advertisements for Black Friday yesterday on Saturday, so I guess it's more of a weekend thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And what was it? I wanted to go Black Friday shopping, but I really didn't have the energy, because like Friday and Saturday are always my busiest days, where I work from like morning to the evening. It's like I just want to go home. Yeah. Well, what did you get, man?
Oh well, I got a few. The big thing that I got is a new phone, because I've had the same phone for like maybe what has it been, like 4 or 5 years, and I think it's 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a Samsung Galaxy S6. I think S6. So not the kind that was the big explosion scare a couple of years back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was like the S7 or Note 7, something like that. But I got an S9, which has a much longer battery life, has twice the storage, and has a much better camera on it. So that's fun. In addition to that, I got a few different just filmmaking sort of light stuff off of Amazon, just to add to my filming gear bag / collection of crap.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it, though. I didn't want to go out and look for more deals at my local Walmart or whatever, because of just how crazy it get. I went out a couple of years ago, and they make you like wait outside in the cold, and then just to get inside and have everybody be rushing on you, and it's like you're going down the street in New York, and you're being shoved, and profanities are flying around, and
right.
That's not the holiday spirit. What is this world come to?
Or is it? Is it the holiday capitalist spirit?
It's the filthy American holiday spirit.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Snap.
There'll be much punching, kicking, and nose-bleeding punches, and tons of no cheer. It's the most brutalist time of the year. Yeah, let's see. Jose says, stop flexing, Brayton. Just because you saw a woman get attacked by or getting kinky at G-Fest doesn't mean you're better than us.
I don't know what I saw at G-Fest anymore. It could have been many different things. Could have been some kinky business going on. Could have been a murder taking place in the next hotel. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. I'm insecure.
Leave me alone.
You horrible people. Leave Brayton alone. You need to...
Oh my god, I just realized. There's a chance that no one's going to get that reference.
Oh.
There's a chance there's a chance that people on the internet might not know who Chris Crocker was.
Do you think our attention spans are that short, or do you think it's been so long now? What has it been, like 10 years since that video came out?
It's been 10 years, man.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, like, I can guarantee someone among the 17 people watching us are like, who the heck is Chris Crocker?
Yeah.
Who the heck is
You know,
Britney Spears?
oh my gosh.
Is that the girl who collaborated? Is that the old lady who collaborated with Kanye West?
Yeah, she's the isn't she like on the not The Voice, but I thought she was a judge on one of those singing shows, X Factor, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. But yeah, I've never been a Britney fan though, so I can't say that I was sympathizing with Chris Crocker's resolve.
Plight.
Yeah, but I wonder what happened to that guy slash girl slash person. I was
Individual.
never really... Individual, yes, yes.
Let's see. We have one guy who's Jordan who says some big guy actually walked up to me at the store and told me, "Omae wa mo shindeiru." For those of you who don't know, that's a reference to Fist of the North Star. Although that's a pretty popular internet meme, so I'm sure everybody knows that. Crooked says, "I still respect you, Brayton. I don't lock every Canadian in the closet. I remember that."
Thank you. I was chosen. I feel special.
And Shoma says, "Chris Crocker, son of Betty Crocker." Let's see. Cody says, "That name sounds familiar." Kevin Dwyan says, "I'm sure I butchered your last name. I'm sorry." He says, "I only know of Chris Rock." Primal says, "It's Timmy's crazy teacher." Okay. Let's see. Jacob says, I remember Chris Crocker. Last time I heard he was doing gay porn." And Primal says, "Nani?" Which I'm sure is a response to the Fist of the North Star one.
Okay. Not the gay porn one?
Most likely not. Although that would definitely work in that case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw Chris Crocker, I think he was on like the Maury show, the Maury Povich show.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember seeing a clip of that. Yeah.
Right. Holy shit, he actually looks a lot different than what he used to look like.
Well, he probably looks different, when he's not bawling his eyes out underneath a blanket.
With tons of eyeliner on.
Yeah, streaming down his cheeks, crying a river.
Right. Telling people to leave his favorite celebrity alone. And Crooked says, "Chris Crocker crisscross." Okay, so let's see. Oh, so to go back to the Stan Lee topic, I found the article on sciencefiction.com, 10 non-Marvel comic characters that Stan Lee created. So let's see if anybody knows these characters. So let's see. First off, we had Stripperella that we previously mentioned. We have the DC heroes, where it's like, what if Stan Lee created the following: Aquaman, Batman, Catwoman, let's see, The Flash, Green Lantern, Justice League of America, Robin, Sandman, Secret, what's this? I'm not familiar with that one. Shazam, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Oh my gosh.
Next,
I hope he made them as horrible as possible just to rub it in DC. Like, these characters are terrible. I can't even do anything. Hashtag Stan wins.
I'm sure that was his hash. That was always always on his mind every day. Stan wins. Let's see. Next is Feedback, who was the winner of Who Wants to Be a Superhero Season 1. Let's see. We have The Condor. I've never heard of The Condor. We have Stephen Lee. I wonder where he got that name from a story called The Zodiac Legacy. Boom Heroes, including Soldier Zero, Starborn, and The Traveler. Mighty Seven. I'm not familiar with that at all. Ultimo, which I guess was his first Japanese collaboration in 2008. The Reflection, never heard of that. I guess it was another Japanese thing in 2017. And Hero Man, which I previously mentioned was an anime manga and anime he collaborated with. And so yeah, it's very nice. I would say that I definitely like the idea that Stan Lee was always like collaborating with other people and potentially giving a lot more attention to these like newcomers. through associating with him. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was very. It's like I mentioned before, it's still great to see that he was still out there in the entertainment industry any way he can, and seeing him in every Marvel movie up till now has always been a very huge treat, no matter what role he was in.
Yeah. Have you heard the petition that, or I don't know if it's a petition, but an online movement for Deadpool to take over in Stanley's place for cameoing in every Marvel movie now?
I did hear that, and you know what? That wouldn't be so bad of an idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's definitely gonna not be the same.
No, no, it's gonna be, it's gonna be emotionally rough when Stanley's not playing a bus driver or a security guard or you know the
A
what was he, the
mailman.
announcer at a strip club?
Oh
Yes, or the
yeah.
mail
I got a package for Tony Stank.
stank.
And oh yeah, wasn't there like some news where it said that they filmed like a bunch because of his deteriorating health, that he was recording multiple cameos in advance?
I know that he got his one for the next Avengers film done. I read that. I'm not sure about any more cameos, but
Okay.
that'd be nice though.
Yeah, it would be nice if his last cameo was indeed going to be Infinity War, given how it kind of has this sort of conclusive feel to the whole MCU. Even though I'm
Yeah.
sure it's not Disney doesn't want it to be the conclusion, but it feels like it should be a conclusion to at least a particular era of the MCU.
What's wrong, kid? You never seen a spaceship before? What did you say?
Let's see. Cody says, I think Stan Lee had filmed 4 MCU cameos before he passed away.
Ah,
I see then. But yeah, it was something. It was an inevitable thing, but even still, it doesn't hurt any less. So we shall forever honor the memory of Stan Lee, and who passed away at the age of 95. And to all those that he inspired, we thank him for everything that he has given to this world, and we hope that his legacy will continue to inspire many people from here on outwards.
yes,
So,
Excelsior.
Excelsior, true. For he was a true believer.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so to move on with the next topic at hand. So this was an episode where we wanted to dedicate a good portion of the podcast to the questions that we had that were given to us in the last 2 live streams. One being the 5th annual Halloween live special, and the audio synchronicity episode 13. And
Now,
so,
did we answer? Did we answer the questions under the audio synchronicity video in the Halloween live stream, or no?
we did, but some people still sent us a few more questions.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. We had one from NBFRE. If we did answer these in the Halloween special, I apologize if we are repeating ourselves. Question 1. Andres, will you ever review the 1971 movie Shaft? Most likely not. Question 2. How would you do on Lupin and Sherlock Holmes story? I probably wouldn't know because I've never read a single Sherlock book, nor have I ever watched or read anything of Lupin. I've only seen the classic Sherlock Holmes movie.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, for me. I do remember
We don't read books. We're horrible millennial swine.
Right. I prefer to listen to all my books on audible.com. Let's see. Although, do you remember? Okay, you're probably too young for this, Brayton. But does anyone remember there was an animated series on Fox Kids on Saturday mornings in the '90s about Sherlock Holmes who gets transported into a Batman Beyond future, and it was called like Sherlock Holmes of the 22nd century, I think.
Oh my god.
I've never again, just like Stripperella, I'm sure it was one of those things that no one had ever thought of until now.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Let's see. I want to see if that was the title. Sherlock Holmes of the 22nd Century. Could be confusing with. Yep, Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century.
Nice.
Let's see. This
Well,
was.
well, does he have like does he have an awesome like Duck Dodgers of the first century theme
I
or the 24th? What is it? What is it? Duck Dodgers have the 21st
24th
and
and
one
a
half
24 24th
24th
24th and a half century.
one half century. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and it was from 1999 to 2001 for on only 26 episodes and was made by Deke Entertainment,
Oh wow.
the cheapest company you can go to for halfway decent animation or Sailor Moon dubs.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's see. See, Crooked says, even my book on Andres? Sure, yeah, I'm totally not going to read your book after it gets released. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Primal says, yes, I've heard of future Sherlock Holmes. Cody says, I remember. Jacob says, sounds familiar. Jose says, I can vaguely remember seeing some episodes. And to let you know, Spooky Bones, we're not going to answer questions here. At the moment, we're just going to be looking at older questions. And if you want us to answer a question, you can either leave it in the comments below for the next live stream or via Super Chat. That's just like the way we made things just to make everything more streamlined for us. Cody says, I didn't understand why they did it, but I remember. So just because I feel like they did that out as like a response to Batman Beyond, maybe, because it's felt like everyone was doing cyberpunk future movies, or stories. You had like Batman Beyond, you had fucking Zorro, you had Sherlock Holmes, you had the fucking Looney Tunes. If anyone remembers Lunatics Unleashed. We had, I want to say Spider-Man Unlimited was an attempt at making a Batman Beyond thing, but that could have been a coincidence. But it feels very Batman Beyond-esque. Let's see. Cody says, to be fair, Deke did make some pretty well-received shows, Sonic the Hedgehog and Sat AM. Let's see. Crooked says, what if it was a funny question? You raise a good point there.
Well, it's got to be really funny, Crooked.
Right. Otherwise, we will not be amused.
Yeah.
Brumakian says, my questions are in the comments of the Halloween special. We will get to that in due time. And Jordan says, shut up! Lunatics Unleashed was a good show! Good for you, man. Good for you. Please, stop. Don't hurt us with your all caps.
No, that's scary. He's serious.
Yeah. I think he wants to beat me up.
Uh-oh. Hide, Andres, hide. hide under your futon.
Let's see. So, question 3. Did you guys ever watch the 1966 Green Hornet TV series? If not, all the episodes are here on YouTube. I have not watched it, but I do own the crossover comic that Kevin Smith wrote between Green Hornet and Batman 66. And it was fun.
Yeah, I saw the crossover episode with Green Hornet and Adam West Batman, and I enjoyed that a lot. I've only seen a few clips from different episodes of the Green Hornet, but it looks really interesting. I know Nshoma is a really big fan of the show. I've never sat down and watched a full episode at length, though. But if they're all on YouTube and readily available, I'll give them a watch.
Yeah. And the last question from NBFRE. Have you played the video game LA Noire? Yes, and I have played through it and its DLC the whole way through, and I am a big fan of that game. And yeah, definitely was totally up my alley the moment I saw the initial trailers.
Is that the game where like they have that they like have the facial kind of recognition like technology or whatever?
Yeah, and you're supposed to like read their faces to see if they're telling the truth or not.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. The first of many questions from Jordan. Why couldn't the new Gridman anime have a remix of Baby Don Don as the opening theme? If you actually, probably because it's an anime and they want to promote the band's newest single as opposed to the band's official. What was it called? I think it was OXT. OXT is the name of the band that did the theme song for the new Gridman anime. And so they actually did an official cover of the original Denko Chojin Gridman theme song. So you got you pretty much have already have your baby Don Don there. But as to why it wasn't used for the opening theme, yeah, it's probably just they want to promote the original piece from the band itself, because that's what anime is all about. It's all about promoting merchandise where the real money is made. Next question. Is there a version of Gridman that is subbed? I'm looking everywhere and I can't find it. Your best bet is probably going to be Kiss Asian. Not Kiss Anime, but Kiss Asian. In fact, I'm going to look it up right now to see if I can find it. Let's see. Oh, Gridman is definitely... Nope, not there yet. The wrong website. Let's see.
Kiss Asian. What does that mean? You got to kiss an Asian man before you get access to the file?
And there we have our obligatory Kiss Asian joke right there, my ladies and gentlemen.
That's what I'm here for. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Tip the waitresses. You're a wonderful audience.
I'll let you do all the kissing of the Asians, my friend.
Oh, okay. I'll have my Asian kissing booth.
Let's see. And it looks like Gridman is not on Kiss Asian, so you'll probably have to do some more digging, maybe go down a couple torrent sites to find Gridman. I know there is a Blu-ray available, but it's like only in Japan and costs like, what, $300 or something? And obviously there's not going to be any subtitles there. Let's see.
You can always add your own subtitles.
Probably, but that takes work. And translations and knowledge of the Japanese language. And who has time
you can just make shit up.
That's a possibility, yeah.
You're like, what's that game called? Like, kind of like a Mad Libs, only with, kind of fun. That'd be a fun exercise, to watch something in a different language that you've never seen before and try to come up with what the story is in your own dialogue. That'd be interesting.
Let's see. Andres, do you know the lyrics to Live and Die by Zai? No. Let's see. Jose is telling Brayton to go back to the closet. Is that like the gay equivalent of like go back to your country?
I don't know. I've never heard that one before. Maybe he just invented a new horrible thing to say to people. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Now if only like you combine the two. If someone was both foreign and gay, could you tell them to go back to your country's closet? Would that make sense? I don't know. I think I'm thinking too deep into potentially offensive insults.
Yeah. But congratulations for creating new forms of bigotry to instill in.
Oh boy. Let's see. Next question is, how is Shin Mazinger Z Impact? Is it good? Is it bad? Or is it just okay? I personally loved the 2000s remake of Mazinger Z. They don't want to advertise it as a remake, but it's essentially a remake / adaptation. And I love the series. I love how they added a whole lot of depth to the Mazinger Z universe. They added a whole lot of fleshing. It's like all about fleshing out previously existing elements that were never explained in the original Mazinger Z manga, because it was meant to be like a very basic story of good guys, bad guys, and giant robots. Where here it's like, what happened to the main character's parents? Who were his parents? Where did the bad guy came from? Where did his henchmen came from? Where did these evil robots came from? Where did Mazinger Z came from? And so it's like all about fleshing out what was already there. And they did so by taking elements from the original manga creator's other projects and peppering these references through his the manga. So like the main character's mother is actually a character from another manga from the same author. Or what was it? There would be like certain monster robots that are like homages to other characters. Or like the main villain's henchman actually belongs to the bad guys, actually used to work for the bad guys for the potential sequel series, Great Mazinger. The only thing that did leave a bad taste in my mouth was the cliffhanger ending, which was never resolved. And I feel like you could have had a cliffhanger ending, or rather you could have had an open ending that could have potentially led to sequel, but the way it ended felt like a big slap in the face. And I'm not sure if they intended to make a sequel, but it was like heavily implied that it's like, this is not the end. Oh shit, things are about to get real. Series over. But besides that, it was one of those shows that made me say, how about one more episode? Okay, how about one more episode? 30 minutes later. How about any series that makes me eager to watch the next movie right after is a fantastic series in my book.
You're experiencing the beginnings of addiction, Andres.
Yeah. Let's see. Next question also about Mazinger Z. So when using Mazinger Z, you can... Oh, wait, no. Let's see. Actually, is that it? Oh, no, here's another one. Will anyone hate me if I say that I just watched some of the new She-Ra cartoon, and it's actually not as bad as people think it is, and it's actually pretty good.
I hate you!
I have not seen it yet, just because I haven't had any time for Netflix, although there's a lot of shows I really need to catch up on, especially Gridman and Goblin Slayer. But other than that, yeah, I'm not surprised, you know? Obviously, people are going to have, you know, different reactions to different things. You know, that's totally fine with me, you know?
Yeah, that's how, you know, that's how people work, you know? Yeah. Everybody's an individual and has their own, you know, opinions.
Yeah, I mean, I know Crooked doesn't like the new She-Ra, but, you know, that's okay. Yep. That's his opinion. Let's see. Oh, yeah, by the way, there was one... he did say, you can't be foreign and gay. That's impossible.
Oh,
it's not true. But then again, technically you're foreign, right, Brayton?
And gay, yes.
Oh, my God.
I am impossible.
You shouldn't even exist. And I'll make sure of it. No. Inshoma says, a bad ending in an anime/manga? You don't say. Let's see. Yep, and we have a couple people here saying that they watched the new She-Ra and they liked it. I think it looks okay from what I've seen. I just don't like the pastel color palette where everything looks like it's made out of cotton candy. Let's see, and the last question he said was, could you please go a bit more into detail on why you like Kikaider the animation? Well, unlike some people in Shoma who hates who hates drama, I particularly love the Kikaider the animation because of its drama. Many people might think it's too melodramatic for its own good. I personally don't think so. Personally, like, I was very drawn into the characters, the story, the emotional weight of the character's plight. The action I love, and I especially love the retro art style that remained faithful to that old school, like, 70s manga look. And I found the characters to be very relatable. For some people, I understand drama is not their thing, and maybe they'll be like, "Oh my God, lighten up already!" But for me, I never had that feeling when watching Kikaider the animation, and yeah, so I dug it, and you know, if it's other people don't dig it, that's perfectly fine. And I only make fun of Vinchoma just because he's my friend.
And it's fun.
Yes. Let's see. So going over to the Halloween episodes, or the Halloween questions, we have Bermakian Productions saying, okay, here are my 2 questions. Number 1, why do you think Toho gave Rodan Varan's theme in the 60s? I'm going to assume it was to save money, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Ifukube is very notorious for you can't really call it ripping off because he's just recycling and reusing his.
Yeah. He's like, when in the hell am I ever going to use this again? It's not like I'm going to bring back Varan anytime soon.
Yeah, I shouldn't say reusing or recycling. Maybe more like repurposing his themes. But I think I love that Varan's theme, and I think it works great for Rodan. I hope it's one of the Ifukube themes they bring over in the new King of the Monsters movie, especially since it's, you know, kind of it's the theme song for These Are the Three-Headed Monsters.
Cool. Oh yeah. Number 2, you have 2 of the best kaiju films of all time. Fight me if you disagree, but you would have to choose between the two. So, buy or sell Gamera 3 or Godzilla 54. Also, you might think about that last question. That's a good question, but I'm gonna ultimately have to go with Godzilla 54 just because it's more of a classic, and it's something that's like it's like a golden piece for anyone's collection, where it's like to truly appreciate. This is gonna sound very conceited, and I apologize if it does sound so, but to truly respect the genre that you love, I feel like you must honor what came before and honor like the predecessors to a lot of what came before. Like for me, I've always been one of those people who loves to have the original thing that started it all. You know, if I'm gonna have an Ultraman series, I want to have the original show. If I want to get into Kamen Rider, I want to watch the original. If I want to get into Metal Hero, I want to watch Gavan. I'm one of those people. It's like I put priorities over the very first installment of anything. Regardless of quality. But given that Godzilla 54 is a damn good movie, I could never give that up for my collection.
Easily sell Gamera 3 and buy 54. 54 is a movie that I really do love, and Gamera 3 is my least favorite of the Heisei Gamera films, and you can come fight me, sir, if you disagree. Thank you very much. Bermakian Productions. I'll fight your whole production. All your production people. I'll take them all on for the right to my own opinion. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, it looks like do you want to go any more deep into that or no?
Oh,
okay.
No. I don't want the internet to come after me, Andres. I'm scared.
Okay. It is a scary place. Just thank God that we're still in the sub 5,000 subscriber account, and we're not as
Every time you say something bad about the Heisei Gamera trilogy, Andres, like there's a bolt of lightning and a million fanboys across the world all perk their ears up.
Hellfire, dark fire. Apparently, according to Jordan, I skipped his Cashern question. Apologies for that. Are you familiar with the 70s anime Cashern, the 90s OVA Cashern, and the 2008 gritty reimagining Cashern Sins? Yes, no, and yes, I watched it. Cashern Sins was very intriguing, but it's like, that was my limit when it came to melodrama. Where it's like it's like that's where I reached my limit, where it's like this is where I was like, oh my god, it's so sad. Where can we get some levity here? Oh my god, everyone is dying. Oh.
See, that's how I feel about Gamera 3. So it all ties back together. I just want some levity. That's all.
It's like all this like torture and drama. It's like this better go somewhere, and at the end the ending felt very empty, where it's like, oh, they accomplished nothing in the end, really. Everyone's still going to die.
Wonderful. Guess I gotta kill myself now. Thanks a lot, movie.
And Jordan says beats up Brayton for not liking Gamera 3. Let's see, Crooked Lore Productions. Are you going to sue Shira now that she stole your Catgirl design? Let's see. And he says, no, a ton of people have Catgirls. Mine's just the best. And if you don't agree, you will have to fight his Catgirl.
I'm shocked. So Catgirls are like a huge thing then.
Bermakian Production says, you're forcing me to punch you. You're forcing me to punch you through the screen. Who are you referring to, and what are you referring? Who and what are you referring to, Bermakian?
I think he's referring to me. So there's only 3 people on the screen.
Let's see. Graphenix says, Brayton, I enjoy Gamera 3, but it was unfinished, though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so I think we're about done with Bermakian's questions. Going on to Graphenixsaurus Rex's questions. Hey guys, great stream as always. I guess I'm putting my questions here. Number 1. Oh, he left 10 questions. Better run through them quickly. Thoughts on Beast Machines, the Beast Wars sequel that failed. Interesting premise, but horrific art design, character designs that reached the uncanny valley. And I wasn't really a fan of how they kind of drained a lot of the personality out of Megatron and Optimus Primal. I didn't really like how they turned Optimus Primal into this like crazy, like religious extremist sort of individual, where it's like I like the idea where it's like both it's like technology versus nature, and it's like Megatron is like way too into technology and they want to make Optimus Prime way too into nature, so it's like they got to find a balance. So Optimus Prime is ultimately wrong and he learns the error of his ways. I just really wish they didn't do that with him, just because it's like, I've always thought better of his character from Beast Wars. Thoughts on Aura? Oh, did you ever watch Beast Machines, Brayton?
No.
Okay.
No.
Thoughts on Aura Battler Dunbine, the Magic Mecha bug anime? I've never seen it, but I am curious about this Magic Mecha bug anime.
Yeah, those are a string of words that I need to know what the hell you're talking about.
Right. Even I'm lost, and I'm the mecha enthusiast here. Thoughts on Planet with the anime about mecha furries? Are you talking about the Samurai Pizza Cats? Because I've never grew up with that show.
What? Samurai Pizza Cats?
Samurai Pizza
Is
Cats.
this like some really bad knockoff of Ninja Turtles?
I think they bought the anime solely to capitalize on Ninja Turtles for America. It was one of those animes where they had like no script whatsoever for the nor any Japanese translation, so they just made shit up as they went along when dubbing it.
Oh my god.
Next, thoughts on Tales from Genesis Space and where did I come from? 2 films from Red Letter Media's Wheel of the Worst. Where did I come from? Very interesting, if inappropriate for children. Tales from Genesis Space's hysterical piece of VHS trash. And I love, what was it, Rich Evans' nickname for it? 2001, A Fisher-Price Odyssey.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thoughts on Mary and Max, the stop-motion Australian film? Never heard of it.
Me neither.
What's the best and worst part about living in Japan? I feel like I've answered this before from Sean's questions, but to reiterate, the best part is it's super convenient. The worst part of it's super convenient in terms of like your financial situation here. It's easy to find work. It's easy to find an affordable place. It feels like there's a lot less stress living here. The worst part of living in Japan, the lack of individuality here. It's more of the collectivism over individuality.
Mm-hmm. The best part of living in Japan, the kaiju. The worst part of living in Japan, the kaiju.
Exactly.
Someone not living. That would be my response for someone not living in Japan.
Right. Number 7. Would you like a Super Robot Wars cinematic universe? Yes. I believe someone in Hollywood attempted to kickstart a Shogun Warriors cinematic universe by pitching a Gaiking movie, but it never really came to fruition. But I would love to see something like that get released. I know there is a lot of nostalgia for the Shogun Warriors, so I'm sure you can get like Mazinger Z and Getter Robo and Gaiking in there, Riding. And try and make a movie out of all of them. Probably not Gundam, because that's probably going to be too expensive. Unless, no, I doubt the new Hollywood Gundam would ever want to be part of a cinematic universe that isn't Gundam itself. Thoughts on The Black Cauldron, the film that almost killed Disney's animation studio? Visually stunning, but narratively generic.
Yeah. I do have a special fondness for it. It kind of traumatized me as a child, but I do have a special fondness for it. I guess people have been wanting that to get a remake for the longest time, but no, we're getting The Lion King instead of the Black Cauldron instead of a live action Black Cauldron. Mm-hmm. So that's the direction we're going. What do you think about it? Do you see that trailer, Andres? What are your thoughts on the Lion King live action?
I have no real thoughts about it because it was just a rehash. it was just nothing but, remember that? Remember those things? Remember that song? Remember James Earl Jones? Do you remember everything? It's like,
you remember The Lion King? Yes, I own it on
my
DVD.
God, and then
Do
I
you want to
saw
see it again? I can watch it on DVD.
It's right. Like Rich Evans again. I'm like, oh my God, I saw the thing, and then I recognized the thing, and I got excited because I recognized it.
Yeah, it's gonna be just like watching the original movie in slightly better quality in like 4K as opposed to 1080p. So I think I'll stick with the animated film if I ever feel the need to revisit it.
Right. Also, it's funny that it's considered a live action adaptation, even though
nothing is live action. They're all animated.
animated.
It's ridiculous. Now,
Yep.
if they had gotten real lions, I would have went and saw that because I'd be curious how the hell that turned out.
Right.
Singing
like,
Hakuna
without eating the meerkat and the warthog.
Yeah, very different Lion King.
Jordan says narratively generic. Oh, you mean like every Disney movie ever made? Yes, but with less of the personality and songs to distract you. And
Burn on the mouse.
We have another friend of ours, or Dilla Fellow, saying, "What's up, lads? Hey, man, thanks for joining us here." I remember he used to be known as Hedora the Douchebag a couple of years back, I believe.
Artist formerly known as Hedora the Douchebag.
Right. Let's see. Live action, Crooked says, live action Lion King made entirely in CGI, but still live action. Cody says, I admit I do like the Black Cauldron, but if other people don't feel the same way, it's all good. Jose says, I call that Disney is running out of ideas and it's going to die by 2025. Not until, it's never going to die. It's not going to die, especially if it hasn't already bought up the rest of the world by then. Let's see. Going down. Yeah, we have Enshoma and Crooked Laura in a little marital spat. Martin Casper Smith says, hello, what's up, folks? Thanks for joining us. Let's see. Alright, so next question. Where is it? Oh, yeah. What's the strangest speculative evolution monsters you have seen? Definitely anything from the book Man After Man. And I feel like, did I ever share this with you Brayton, and the rest of the guys? Where it's like someone...
You may have. I'm not sure.
Where it's like a book about like what would... So like mankind fucked over the planet and wiped out most animals on Earth.
That would never happen.
Right, it's pure science fiction. But if you can suspend your disbelief, this is in this book, man wiped out most animals on Earth and decided they were going to make their own animals using their own DNA, and eventually some of them left the planet afterwards, while others just eventually perished and went extinct. So you have these human-animal hybrids, like a bear-human creature, a monkey-human creature, a sea lion human creature, a antelope human creature, and they're all so fucking disturbing, man, because they got human faces and fingers and toes and but they're animals at the same time. And eventually, like, once they're left alone, these human-animal hybrids just kept evolving into weirder and more bizarre human-animal hybrids, until eventually, like, about 1 million years later, humanity comes back to Earth looking nothing like they did before, and using the resources from the planet and fucking everything up again, leaving the planet, and then it's like, oh, some life still remain, and they're gonna take over the world now.
My God, that's terrifying.
Yep. Let's see. Yeah, if any of you look up Man After Man, prepare for some nightmare fuel. Let's see, next question. Thoughts on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate so far? I'm super excited about it, and I'm definitely going to get it on day one if the Japanese version here has English subtitles like a lot of Nintendo's games so far. Or like an English option, rather. Let's see. That's all I have for right now. Can't wait for Audio Synchronicity, episode 14. Next from Manda1771. Do you think the movie Jellyfish Eyes deserved to have a Criterion release? I don't know what that is. Are you familiar with this, Brayton?
I've never seen this.
Okay. Who do you
But
think
it sounds like what you were just describing, Andres, about Man After Man.
Maybe. It might be the unofficial adaptation of Man After Man. Jellyfish human hybrids. Let's see. Who do you think is a better anti-hero? Ash Williams or Jack Burton? Ooh, so let's see. So either Bruce Campbell or Kurt Russell. That's a tough one, but I'm gonna have to go with Ash Williams because I don't know. I watched his movies more.
So yeah.
Thoughts on the movie three? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I will go with Kurt Russell just to be contrarian.
Okay. Thoughts on the movie 300? Love it. Love the style. Love the action. Love the brutality. It's what was it? Zack Snyder before he became infamous.
Yeah.
Before he soiled his reputation with BVS and Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
But I would say it's for its time it was definitely very original, and even to this day it's still very slick and stylish and gloriously violent.
Yeah, I never read the comic book. The movie, I'm not a huge fan of the movie, but I can see why people enjoy it. I don't know, something about the color of the movie just makes me kind of nauseous. But I don't know if that's accurate to the comic book or not. It's the whole sepia thing. I don't know. But I do like giant, muscly, oiled men in togas and capes and that sort of thing. So it's got my vote there.
I just want to let Dillo Fellow know that we're not answering live questions here. Rather, we are answering questions that were left in the comments section of the last live stream, and that this was like a new system we made just to make the questions more manageable, and that anyone who wants to have their questions answered live, we would answer them through super chats. But if you have any like general questions, not very anything like specific, we'll definitely answer those. Or if you have any comments in response to what we're talking about, we'll definitely take a look at those. This was just a system that Brayton and I developed because it was a bit difficult for us to keep track of the ongoing live chat.
Yeah, and we want to spend time on everybody's questions and not get lost and skip over a bunch of people.
Right. Number 4, what do you think about the design of the mech prawn suit from District 9? I thought it was okay. Definitely served its purpose. I don't have any strong feelings. Oh, what's that?
I never saw District 9, so I can't comment. But
okay.
what is the prawn suit?
It's like... It's a very kind of like a humanoid bug-like robot. Let's see if I can find an image for you. District 9 mech. Ah, here we go. So it's a hunchback humanoid robot suit. Let's see. Copy, and I'll send it to you through Skype. There you go.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, he is a weird looking fella there. Yeah. That's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm. And here's an image of it from the movie itself. Let's see.
Now, is he, shall we say, anatomically correct there with that little thing there?
I would say so, because these have like very curved bug-like bodies, so I guess it's meant to reflect that. Because I guess that's meant to be an abdomen.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And there's it from the movie.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah. No real strong feelings anyway. And Dillo Philo said, "Oh, okay, I understand. Neat system, by the way. Thanks for understanding, man." Let's see. Number 5. What do you think is the best Terminator sequel that isn't Terminator 2 Judgment Day?
Oh.
Ooh. You know what? People are going to hate me, but I'm going to say Genesis. I found it much more interesting conceptually than Salvation and 3.
Yeah, yeah. Salvation is a dumpster fire. Genesis is at least interesting and occasionally enjoyable.
I like
the
3.
Schwarzenegger fight fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, three's fine.
But it doesn't really do anything new with the franchise, whereas like Terminator with Genesis, at least it's like cool where it attempts to retcon everything within the canon of its own timeline. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know people are. I know the majority of people on the internet hate Genesis, but it's like I don't know. I enjoyed it, especially when I watched it with Bill and Dylan over in Chicago.
Yeah.
Next, ever consider making a top 15 giant monsters video in the same vein as your top 15 giant robots video? Well, I'm glad you asked, good sir. We may actually have it ready by the end of December or January, right, my friend?
Yeah. Yes, in time for the new year, hopefully. Yes.
Yeah. Keep a good lookout. Keep a watchful eye. Let's see. Next, do you consider The Incredible Hulk from 2008 to be a loose remake of War of the Gargantuas? Or no?
No. I consider Terminator Genesis to be a loose remake of War of the Gargantuas.
What is your favorite final battle from any movie?
Gosh.
I'm gonna have to go with Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, just because it's my second favorite movie of all time. And it's like I like the battle there more than like say the ending to my favorite movie of all time, Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the creativity of the monsters having this sort of like tag team relationship as they fight Ghidorah. Especially, I just love the moment where you have like Mothra crawling on Rodan's back and just spraying it from above.
Yeah,
it's cute. It's awesome. It's charming.
It's teamwork. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. That's the thing. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably like a cross between like gosh. I'm trying to distinguish between how it works within the movie and just like on a pure battle like standpoint. Mm-hmm. I guess it really doesn't matter. I'll probably go with if you can count it the Brody fighting Jaws at the end of the first Jaws movie. That's pretty fun. Pokes him in the face. Fucking handmade spear. It's awesome.
Oh yeah. Let's see. We had Brumakian saying best sequel.
No. Better yet. Yeah. Jason Statham versus the Meg. That's the greatest shark movie there.
I would say that, but unfortunately, I haven't seen the Meg.
You haven't seen the Meg, Andres? Oh.
Let's see. I like Brumakian's comment. He says, "Best sequel, the original." When talking about Terminator. Let's see. Cody says, "Ooh, Andres and Brayton have been working on stuff. Cool." Let's see. Crooked says, "I still like the fight between Zod and Superman in Man of Steel. It was live action. It was a live action DBZ fight, pretty much. Yeah." Let's see. Next, Talos versus Daimajin. Which do you think is the better statue-themed monster in terms of personality and design? Not a fight question. Well, the answer obviously is yes. No. In terms of which is the better character and design, I'm gonna definitely give it to Daimajin, just because I like the samurai, or not really samurai. This is like probably pre-samurai. This has like a much like older Japanese warrior design to it, much better than like just the shirtless Spartan that we see from Talos in what was it, Jason and the Argonauts?
Argonauts, yeah.
And Daimajin himself is like this very like personified force of nature who is neither evil nor good, whereas Talos is just a dick.
Yeah.
Who's there to fuck with anybody who crosses his path.
Yeah. I respect him on that level.
Yeah, whereas like Daimajin, he does his own thing, and you're always questioning his motivation, and he's more of an interesting character because it's like you don't know exactly what he's all about.
He's the angriest looking statue monster, that's for sure. He's very grumpy.
Oh yeah, that adds to his design.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ever consider making a top 15 giant monster movie type video? That's a good question. Like top 15, like it would probably be my top 15 favorite monsters, not so much like the best monsters, because that's what I always go with. I always make like top video lists, of my personal favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not for a while though, because I like talking about certain characters more so than just listing off certain movies. I mean, I did so in the past when it came to like I used to list off my favorite movies of the year, like new movies of the year, before I eventually didn't have time to watch as many movies as before.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll keep that in mind. Have you or met someone who thought that Harrison Ford and Dennis Quaid were the same actor? No.
I never thought they were the same actor, but they're kind of similar. Like Dennis Quaid's kind of like the Great Value Harrison Ford. They have similar traits.
Next, what is a movie you think can't be made today that isn't Blazing Saddles? A movie that can't be made today. Well, obviously, what was it? Birth of a Nation can't be made today.
Triumph of the Will, I think, would be kind of awkward. Well, then again, with the whole alt-right Trump thing, I'd maybe not be so awkward after all. But yeah, I don't know.
There's an audience for everything.
Yeah.
Let's see, movies that can't be made. Let's see, maybe The Thing can't be made today, because they did made it.
It was made and horribly botched like a couple of years back.
True,
they did a remake. The remake, yeah.
Well, it's a prequel, which is probably not a prequel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A prequel.
It's a prequel, thing. But it's you can tell the script was originally going to be a remake.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was it? Movie that can't be made today. I guess the 60s remake of what was it? The 60s remake of The Lost World, where they horribly glued these horns and fins to these poor reptiles and made them fight each other.
Yeah. Those probably wouldn't fly.
Let's see. What was it? Song of the South. You can't make that today. That's good. That's gonna be my answer.
Yeah. I'll go with that too. That would probably be a little offensive, unless you did it very differently.
Yeah, I dare Disney to remake that movie.
No. That'll be the next. Well, I guess it was kind of live action in the first place, but yeah, that could be the next big remake.
Let's see. Now that at that point, everybody will finally know where all the younger kids will finally know where those Splash Mountain characters came from.
Oh my gosh.
Thoughts on the Austin Powers movies? I think they're all right. I haven't seen them in a long time though, so I just remember the last time I saw them, I thought they were decent.
Yeah. I think they're funny. They can be a little obnoxious, but I think they're amusing.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, speaking of Austin Powers, a fourth movie's in the works. Oh boy.
It's been in the works for like 10 years, though. I keep hearing that a fourth Austin Powers movie is in the works. It never comes out.
Graffinic Source Rex says, but Andres, the Song of the South is a classic. It would be if we were allowed to buy it.
Oh.
Let's see. Crooked Lord says, History of the World Part 2 and Pocahontas. Those can't be remade nowadays. That sucks. I've been really looking forward to seeing Jews in space.
Oh, man.
We're going about defending the Hebrew race. Also, how am I supposed to not see Hitler on ice? That was another thing I was looking forward to. Oh, let's see. Maybe I wonder if the producer could be remade today.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Let's see.
I would like to see a full theatrical version of Springtime for Hitler. That'd be fun.
Let's see. Okay. And Shoma says a lot of '80s comedies couldn't be made today due to sex jokes, flippant rape subplots, and casual racism. Dude, speaking of rape subplots, do you remember? Have you ever seen Revenge of the Nerds?
Yes.
Do you remember the part where the guy one of the nerds puts on like a Darth Vader helmet and literally like has sex with one of the girls pretending to be her boyfriend?
Oh yeah.
That is fucked up nowadays.
Yeah, that's questionable.
Yeah, it's like holy shit, man! Like the things that, or remember when like the the guys they did like the whole panty raid and then they placed a whole bunch of cameras all over the girls' dormitory.
Yeah,
it's like yeah, that cannot be done today. Let's see. Crooked says I don't think MASH could be remade in these days.
Why would you remake MASH? Like that'd be like. That'd be like another awful, or not obscure, but classic TV series condensed into a new movie with like Channing Tatum as Alan Alda's character. It'd be horrible.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Crooked says, "How about A Clockwork Orange? Can that be remade?" I'll let you answer that.
Anything. It can be remade, but should it be remade, Crooked? That is the question.
Can God's Wrath be remade? Let's see. And next question, from Titan of Water, who I believe is in the chat now. I noticed you said Junior was becoming a more angry monster in Godzilla vs. Destroya. I definitely thought he was becoming stronger and braver, but I don't think he would have become like his father because he defended one of the humans who raised him Fro Destroya? I guess he meant from Destroya. That's fine if you think so. For me, what I loved a lot about Godzilla vs. Destroya was how ambiguous its ending felt. Where it's like you feel like I personally interpreted it as an ending that can go into any number of directions. And how it's like it doesn't really set a single path for the characters and the monsters, or in this case Junior, but rather it's like it leaves it open to say, what do you think these characters learn from their experiences? What do you think will become of Junior? Will he become...
Yeah, it's open-ended.
Yeah, it's open-ended. And, for some people, I know a lot of people there's been a growing distaste for Destroya, and that's perfectly fine, I understand. But for me personally, I still love the movie as much as I did, back in 2015. And having seen it in an actual movie theater in Japan during a special screening event, it's like I really appreciated every single element in there. And it's like some people may claim that the characters or the plot or the characters feel not very fleshed out, and sure, that's fine. I interpret it as more of like everything feeling more open-ended, and I feel like it works for the movie's benefits. And again, you feel free to disagree. And with Junior, I just kind of interpreted Junior as becoming a more aggressive, more animalistic type of monster with still a bit of that sympathy we saw from previous movies. And by the end, it's like, well, he's his own man now. He's his own kaiju. So he'll decide what he wants to do from now on. Let's see. Next, what do you want for Christmas this year? I feel like there's a joke to be made here, but I'm not talented enough to think of one.
Well, all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth, Andres.
I see.
Yeah, that's a reference for the people who are over 70 in the audience. Or, you know what? I'd like a hippopotamus for Christmas. There's another reference to, and Shoma will get that one. That's another song.
Because he's over 70 years old.
Oh, yeah. And Shoma is way over 70 years old. What do you want for Christmas?
Let's see, what do I want for Christmas? Eventually I get into like a sappy speech. It's like, I want peace and,
I want free will and
hope
love.
and goodwill towards men. God bless us, everyone. Meanwhile, everyone's like, get off the fucking stage.
Nerd!
Gay! What was it? Well, if I could ask for one thing, what would it be? What would it be? You know
Rocket
what?
ship? Would you want to...
It's like, I wanted the BB gun who can do this and that and this and that. You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
I want a giant robot. No, Andres, he'll shoot your eye out. Ho, ho, ho. I was like, kick you down the
I
slide.
want a Turbo Man for Christmas with the thing and the action lasers and the well, just copy what Jake Lloyd said and put that as my answer.
Oh, I need the Turbo Man doll. And then I have to go find it and fight Sinbad just because you want.
Let's see. So I guess seriously, maybe I would ask for Super Chogokin Megazord figure, where it's like the original Megazord, but as a fully posable figure. Maybe not the transforming one, because I actually like the proportions better for the non-transforming posable Megazord Chogokin figure. So I'll go with that one. You?
Well, I don't know. I don't do Christmas. Maybe I'll just go with the hippopotamus. Do the hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Number 2.
And then I'm horribly mutilated by said hippopotamus. They're some of the most violent creatures in the world.
Next is favorite Power Rangers Megazord. Well, I already answered that. The original Megazord. You?
Yes. I don't know. I'm not up to speed on my Megazords.
Okay. Any theories you think worth sharing over Godzilla King of the Monsters? Personally, me, no, because I don't like theorizing. I just would rather wait until the movie or the trailer comes out and theorize that. I mean, I
theorize and overanalyze after the movie comes out. Because if you're right about the stuff you theorize about and overthink, then you're kind of spoiling it for yourself. And if it's not what you overanalyze and think it's going to be, you kind of disappoint yourself.
I mean, look at what happened to my friends and I when it came to Godzilla 2014.
Yeah.
All that theorizing for nothing. Number 4, how did Gamera Revenge of Iris get away with a PG-13 when they showed so many human deaths? They showed bodies, but they never showed them dying. I think that was the key thing there. How was Gamera's roar made? I'm assuming it had to do with a bunch of car sound effects.
Yeah, scoring like an elephant or something like that. Someone on trombone. I don't know.
Yeah, and the last question, I believe
they recorded a giant turtle in its natural habitat. What do you think?
Of course. And the last question, how was Spider-Man PS4? I don't have it because I've been playing my Nintendo Switch most of these days. And but Spider-Man looks interesting.
It's neat.
Yeah.
And Stan Lee has a cameo in that too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Excelsior, true believers. So I think that does it for all of our questions that we have here. Let's look at the comments we have here. Graphenic Rex says, I want Third Impact to happen on Christmas. Martin says, having a hippopotamus sounds pretty dangerous. Crooked says, for Christmas, I want Brayton back in my closet. It looked so empty without him in there.
Crooked, I will never return to the closet. I've made my peace with myself. I escaped. Isn't that enough for you people? What more do you want from me? It's scary in there, and I get alone, and I'm afraid. Or maybe, you know what? Canonically, I guess I'm still in there, aren't I? If your reviews are real,
maybe if we do the Godzilla 2000 review, we'll have a bit where it's like, oh wait, I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Crooked and I had an idea I want to talk to you off recording about.
Oh, right. I think you told me about that, or maybe Crooked himself told me about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Cody says, "I'll give you the Turbo Man right after you put that cookie down now." Primal says, "I want a grapping pumpkin for Christmas." Jordan says, "I would ask for the Chogokin Galgaigar." Ooh, that would be great. Let's see. Crooked says hippos are also extremely fast on land. He meant.
Well, I can ride my hippo around then as a means of transportation. They come in handy.
Let's see. Primal says Crooked production's true. Hippos are aggressive. They did it with the raptors from Jurassic Park by recording turtle mating. Ooh. Okay.
Oh my.
Are you doing live questions now? Actually, I don't think so. So because we're about to approach the 2-hour mark, I feel like now is a good time to end this session for audio synchronicity. Mm-hmm. Dillo Fellow says, "Kill me! I'm right here! Kill me! Come on! What are you waiting for? I'm right here!" And Shoma says, "I'm not that old, Brayton. Now on to Brontosaurus burgers with my wife Wilma."
Oh my God! There they go on the run with a burger and a bun. Oh, and Shoma.
Let's see, but yeah. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for another evening of audio synchronicity. Our next episode will be hopefully in December, if our schedules line up between Brayton and I. And
it'll be our holiday special with Art Carney and Harvey Korman and B. Arthur.
Now
there'll be a weird animated. There'll be a weird animated portion where Andres and Shoma, Crooked, and I go off on an adventure and meet Boba Fett. But that'll be the best part.
Just one more round, my friend. Just one more drink, my friend.
Add a tear, friend, in your eye. Yes, that'll also be the last audio synchronicity because the Empire will be shutting us down, and there'll be a giant musical number. And I hope you all.
Just one more stream, my friend. I feel like we should totally do for an episode of audio synchronicity. I just had an idea. What if we just did like a live streaming commentary for like the Star Wars Christmas special or like Jingle or something like that?
That'd be amazing.
What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Do you want to hear us for a holiday special of audio synchronicity? Would you like us to watch a bad Christmas story movie? And if so, what would you like us to watch? Because right now I'll let you guys think about it because I'm really thinking of the Star Wars Christmas special.
I've seen about 80% of it. I've never watched the whole thing in one setting. That could kill us.
I've watched videos of it. I've watched reviews of it from a bunch of channels, but never actually sit down and seen it myself. And we could invite like a bunch of friends over, if we want to.
Yeah. And I think it's readily available on YouTube, and I have it on a Google Drive that I have access to. So
nice.
It's out there, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Cody just mentioned for anyone interested, D-Man54 just uploaded a Godzilla news and update video. Cool. Let's see. Brumakian Production says, if it means to hear you suffer, yes! And Crooked says, maybe you can invite your crooked little friend. Everyone is into it. Primal Phoenixsaurus Rex says, the Christmas tree. Dillophilo says, Jack Frost 2. I didn't even know there was a Jack Frost 2. Although he could be joking.
Okay.
Funny enough, I do actually. My family owns the VHS for Jack Frost. So here's the thing. So you can leave your suggestions in the comments below, and we'll choose the video based on how many people suggested it, or how many people thumbs up the comment or favorited the comment of said suggestion. And we'll factor it all.
It'd be nice if there was a way to like create a poll or something. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, maybe there is, but I think some people tried it. But given how well the comments have worked in the past, I'll leave it to the comments here.
Okay. Yeah.
And Martin says,
that'll be a fun way to switch things up though, and shake things up and do something for Christmas.
So, and Martin says, I sure hope Disney doesn't sue you. Oh, we're not going to show the movie. We're just going to have a title card like you see right here. And because of that, you're not going to see the movie and you're not going to hear the movie. You're just going to hear our voices as we watch the movie. And Dillophilo says, which Jack Frost are you talking about, Keaton or the killer one? Oh, okay. I was talking about the Keaton Jack Frost. I forgot there was a Jack Frost serial killer snowman movie and a sequel.
Well, my question: can Disney really sue us if they don't have ownership of it? I mean, or if do they have ownership of it, or does these? I don't know. That's a legal loophole we'll have to look into.
Yeah. And Shoma says Mexican Santa Claus. That'd be another hilarious one. All right, then. So, thank you very much, everybody, which I'm saying for the third time, for joining us today. Be sure to follow the Kaiju Noir YouTube channel for new upcoming reviews and podcasts along the way. I have my... please follow the the progress on my... If you want to follow the progress on my comic book, you can go to Facebook and follow the Draco Azul Primal Warrior Draco Azul Facebook page. I've also got some Draco Azul related merchandise on Society 6. Also, be sure to check out the Nagoraiar comic that I worked on. Also, provide the link below. And be sure to check out Crooked Lore's novel, which is coming out very, very soon, hopefully in December, which I also worked on as an editor. And yeah, be sure to follow all that things. Anything you want to pimp out, my friend?
Yes, since we are drawing here, I'll be safe in finally announcing that Andres, Raph, and Shoma, and Andrew Battaglia, formerly of Sapphire Night Productions, have all been working on a project that I've been trying to do for years and is finally about 80% done. And that is our own, or the first episode of said project is 80% done, not the whole thing, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Our own fan-made Mystery Science Theater 3000 episodes covering the rest of the Showa Gamera series that the original show didn't touch. So, Virus, Jiger, and Super Monster. It's, again, everything's been recorded for the first episode. It's well under production, and I am very pleased and happy with how it's turning out, and I hope everyone else will be too. That'll be up on my channel, hopefully before the next Audio Synchronicity. So in early to mid-November, that will be.
You mean December?
December, yes. Early to mid.
November's already over, man. It's over, Johnny. It's over.
It's over. It's never over. It went by so fast. But yes, like that will be out. Hopefully, knock on wood, by the next time we all gather for Audio Synchronicity. So, yes, indeed. Right. That's it.
All right then. So until next time, everybody. I have been Andres Perez, aka Kaiju Noir,
and I have been Brayton Connor.
And until our next session, your synchronous. I just fucked up the Milan outro.
Oh, good God. Excelsior, everybody!
Excelsior, true believers. Enough said.
Yeah.